Alrighty everyone, welcome to March, and March is finally here. March is things even out here in San Diego for gardening. We're not in a big weather change. We're kind of already starting to get warmed up. Now we're just kind of starting to fill out our gardens and start to have some fun. Because with the warmer weather, we get to plant a lot of other different things that are a little bit different than those big greens that we're growing. We can start looking at a little bit warmer season stuff. Some things that I really like to grow this time of year are beans. Beans are fun, especially if you have kids, because beans grow really fast. When you plant a seed of a bean, it's a nice big seed. These things are gonna germinate in like 5, maybe even 6 days. And then every day they're just gonna take off. It's like they're just growing before your eyes. So it's a really fun one, whether it be a bush bean, a pole bean, even a yard-long bean, which they literally get this long and they're a purple bean. It's a great time of the year for beans. Another fun one is chamomile. I would like about chamomile, it can be in containers. So if you have a small patio, just smaller spaces, you have a big garden, chamomile is a great one. It can be in containers. It can go in the garden. It has a pretty white flower. It's definitely used for medicinal. We all know chamomile tea. It's something really cool that you can pick and dry and have later on. So think about chamomile, think about beans for seeds for this time of year. So the list is actually endless for seeds because in March, it is just a beautiful time and we're doing so many different type of planting. So for March, one thing I do here at the nursery is I bring in a lot of pollinating bees. What's really cool about this, and I think you guys are gonna have a lot of questions, but we're here to help. Bringing in pollinating bees, whether it be an orchard bee, a mason bee, these are solitary bees. So a lot of times these are bees that we might not even have to provide a home for. They don't have a stinger. We're not collecting honey. So these are very user-friendly for schools. If you have someone that's allergic to bees, they have no stinger. And the actual really cool thing is we bring in a lot of, I think it's called Osmanthus californica. So a California bee, and it's native, is one bee will actually pollinate like, I think it's about 1,000 flowers or 5,000 flowers a day. So we bring them in little cocoons. You put them in a paper bag, hang them in your trees. They hatch, they do all their pollinating. They go, they lay their eggs, and after that, they're done for the year. And that just starts a cycle. We've noticed a big boost in production because of these. If you are looking at mason bees, that's where you start with your houses. It's really fun. You could build your own house, you could buy a house. They use reed tubings, a little bit more maintenance with those, but it is something fun. It's something to look forward to. Be able to hatch these things in jars and let them go. So that way your kids or even yourself can see how these things work. Last but not least for March, it is the time for natives. We're gonna start seeing a lot of really cool natives come from a lot of the growers because they're coming out of the greenhouses, they're starting to take off. Those cuttings that they did months ago are now starting to take. One native that I love, and ideally what we're gonna be planting on our hillsides here at the nursery, are buckwheats. Buckwheats are great. They can be used in the front yard because they don't get huge. They keep a really nice color throughout the year. They present themselves with a ton of flowering. These are great for pollinators. They do a lot of blooming in the summertime. So if we start looking at what can we do to help bees and other pollinators and really dry time of the year, start looking at buckwheats because they're blooming so late in the year. For March, also look at our class list. We have a ton of classes coming out. We have a class about every week, maybe even twice a week. A lot of these are gonna be on topics that we've talked about today, but the list is endless with these as well. We're talking about goats, we're talking about mushroom growing, a little bit of everything. You can find these on social media or come in and grab one as well. So I hope you guys enjoy March. Let us know what you're doing. Give some comments, come in and show us. We love it when people bring in photos of their yards because when you leave here with plants, we don't get to see what the end result is. It is always cool to talk and kind of see what you guys are into. Personally for myself, I'm focusing on fertilizing because we are having so much green growth happening. Just about everything I'm fertilizing. I'm starting to fertilize citrus, bonsais, aquatic plants. It's time to put those tablets in. The other thing I'm doing, I'm just starting to plant seeds because there are so many cool seeds to be planting. I hope you guys have a great March.